instead of going for therapy, people use ChatGPT. There is a lot stigma that's centered around mental health. Like, "तू पागल है क्या?" when people go to therapy. और लोग क्या कहेंगे? Is the like a trendy statement that people use. It's just not a subject, to be honest, for me. It's something that made a lot difference for me. I want to help people that there is a space where your behaviors or your actions will be understood.
The word mental health also has men in it. Don't
Exactly.
forget that men also can have panic attacks. Men also can have different types of problems. They bottle it up.
Yeah, people sometimes don't even expect any solution for their problem. They just want someone to just sit and listen to their whine.
Yeah.
They just want to listen like there must be someone who should listen to them instead of providing solutions or putting a logic into it. They
Yeah.
just think that going to a therapist means there is something wrong with me, and feel a lot ashamed of even speaking out openly about it. Like, what will people think is the only thought they're getting. Be empathetic towards people, just don't judge them, just don't impulsively react to them. Be an active listener. Don't just listen to the person ahead, hear the person out. Be patient and also be self aware of your emotions, your health. If there are situations where you are uncomfortable, it's okay to say no and stay continue.
Oh, please, Pratika. Well, you can call it OP square. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of Oh, please, Pratika. And today we have with us a student who has completed her bachelor's in psychology. And today we will understand from a student's perspective what psychology and mental health is and what is the field offering to the new graduates who want to do their masters, or what can else be done with a bachelor's in psychology. So before I move forward, I would like to welcome Iris as the guest, and also would like to know from her perspective about herself. So over to you, Iris.
Hi everyone. I'm really honored to be the part of Oh Please Pratika. I have worked with Pratika ma'am since long, and it was a wonderful journey. And today she gave me this opportunity to speak on her platforms. I'm very thankful for her, and I'm hoping this conversation that we have today help each one of you who is going to see this episode.
That's a really sweet and nice introduction about you, Iris. That's what I like about Gen Z. To the point. That's it. Okay. So I wanted to know what inspired you to pursue a degree in psychology, and what do you hope to achieve in your career?
Honestly, if I have to say, right, so what inspired me to pursue psychology was a deep curiosity that I always had about why people behave or think or feel the way they do. Like everything a person does has a reason behind it. And growing up, I saw many people struggling to express themselves or find difficult to find a safe space where they can express themselves, and the lack of vocabulary, like emotional vocabulary the people have to discuss what they are experiencing, what they are feeling. And that was something that made me feel like that there should be something that is helping people to work on this. And I remember the time when my personally felt emotionally overwhelmed and didn't know how to explain it. And that experience made me realize that how important it is to feel understood, to be feel like being heard, and how healing feels like us when how it feels a lot healing when you just get someone out there who is sitting for you and patiently waiting for you and hearing you out without passing out any judgment. And that realization stayed with me. I knew I wanted to be someone who could help people out to feel seen, understood, and even supported. And and that is where psychology came into picture. It's just not a subject, to be honest, for me. It's something that made a lot difference for me when I interact with people, when I see someone going through something, the way I interact with people, like a lot, my behavior or my personality has changed a lot after I started studying psychology.
Okay, that's great. Somewhere you became emotional while talking about it, so I can understand how passionate you're about that subject, and that's really nice. We need such people in the field, and it's very, very important. So can you tell us about your undergraduate experience studying psychology? What were some highlights or challenges that you faced?
Studying psychology during my undergrad was honestly a self-discovering phase for me. There were, and one of the biggest highlight I would say for me was when I realized that every topic that I study, I was able to connect it with my personal experience, not only and my daily interaction with people or my daily activities. I was able to connect each concept I learned. Like, yeah, that like this is the concept that I learned. Oh yeah, but with regard to that concept, there was something that happened with me or I have experienced and I was able to reflect on my past experiences and my present experiences as well. And to be honest, that I honestly loved that one professor's class where she made sure to explain every single concept of psychology or any theory with the help of her own experiences with her clients, or making sure to provide some case studies to students to work on, and also she used to explain us very well, and those were very interesting case studies, and that was something that even made me learn to how to be empathetic towards people, and also it also shaped the way I understand people today. My perspective towards people has changed a lot. But though it wasn't easy, there were ups and downs. But I think this was something that did help me grow a lot.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And thank you for highlighting that part that there is ups and downs. People think psychology, studying psychology, or a life of a psychologist is very glamorous. That's only in movies. There's no glamour. There is lot
Yeah,
of.
even people got who have enough experience still struggle to set boundaries, still struggle to say no in certain situations. They also struggle like with their emotional regulation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what are your career goals, and how do you see psychology applying to your future work?
My major goal is to make mental health as much as approachable. Like, I don't want to limit myself in one-on-one conversation. I want to try my best to make space in schools, communities, workplaces, colleges. I want to try my best to let people understand that early support can help, how and why is it important to be aware of your own mental health. Psychology is just not a career for me, actually. It gave me a different lens that I am able to understand people using a different lens. Like when understanding a person's behavior, like if someone is angry, why is that person angry? Instead of yelling at that person or even reacting impulsively, I try to understand people with a different perspective. I don't react out without giving a thought towards that person's behavior. And I want to help people that there is a space where your behavior or your actions will be understood. And it's okay to communicate openly and have an honest communication. It's okay to vent out your emotions, and it's okay to be a child in a therapy. Like, just be yourself. And and as I said, my major goal is to make this conversation around mental health as normal as the other conversations that we have, like just a headache. It's a normal thing. Similarly, I want to make that phobias or panic attacks, fears we have, day-to-day fears, it's okay. I want to make normalize it.
Okay, that's really nice. You have a lot of goals in hand, and I hope you accomplish it. And I hope many people who are at this stage of their career, just as you, do the same, because the more the better, because the world needs us somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, are you interested in pursuing a postgraduate degree in psychology, or do you plan to enter the workforce directly? Like, because to become a psychologist, minimum is masters. But are you thinking about, doing something else and then doing your masters, or what is your thought on that?
Yes, I want to pursue my post-graduation in psychology. So I can work more easily and deeply with people and have better understanding of how things work in therapy sessions. At the same time, I also want to gain a practical experience about how actually things are by having a hand-on experience, being a part of different workshops, making content on it. And I believe that both studying and having a experience will help me understand what actually I want to pursue my career in, like specialization I want to do it. And however, I just hope that no matter what specialization I do, whatever I learn, I want to give 100% to people so that they should feel help, helped and supported.
Mm. Yes, that makes sense. And yeah, to have knowledge through internships or attending workshops, it matters a lot because that helps you to pick the right field. It's very, very important. I do agree on that part. So, what areas of psychology interest you the most and why?
The main thing is like I am very curious about how people think, and sometimes I'm majorly curious about why do people hold up things, like bottling up their emotions, and how our small actions have a major impact on our adulthood. Okay, and the most fascinating thing is like psychology has an ability to express explain even a minorest thing from a day-to-day life, like how we handle our stress, how we build relationships with others, how we deal with people, and how we face different challenges. And what I love most about psychology is it's just not theory, but it's something that we can apply to our life in our day-to-day interaction with people, whether it's school, families, or workplaces, or just a day-to-day situation. I think if you have a basic knowledge of psychology, it can honestly help you to be aware of your own self as well as be empathetic when you're listening to someone or when someone is telling you something about what they are going through and grow with it.
Hmm. Correct, correct. So, what's the most important thing you have learned about human behavior during your studies at the undergraduate level?
Okay, that's something interesting. The most important thing, as I said earlier as well, that I learned was our every behavior has a reason behind it. Like, no matter what you do, might not make sense to others, but that sometimes do make sense to us. Our certain actions in certain situations might hurt others, but at that moment, those were the actions that we felt that were right for us. So they may not make other person ahead or other party feel okay with it, but we are okay with it, and that's okay somewhere. Because it's very important to understand that person ahead instead of just passing out a random judgment. So I understood that how my perspective changed was before I used to just pass uh, a judgment or end up questioning people like, what's wrong with you if someone was reacting differently. But now, after studying psychology, my way to treat people has changed. Instead of asking what's wrong with you, I have shifted to it's okay. I know you are into something. It's okay. Take your time. When you are okay, when you are comfortable, let's talk about. So that shift in perspective has made me realize that how important it is to kind language
Hmm.
and how important it is for us to show support for certain situations where people need it and they don't say it. But we indirectly show that and that makes a big difference for them.
Correct. And empathy is a skill which is a very important skill as part of
Very
psychology.
important.
I hope the world learns it. It's important to learn and put that into practice. And it's not, I mean, it should not be only specific to psychology, but everybody should know how to
Yeah,
empathize with people. But the world believes in sympathy rather than empathy. So we need to spread
empathy,
that.
exactly.
Yeah. So, how do you think psychology can be applied to real world problems such as mental health or social issues for that matter?
Psychology does play a very big role when it comes to understanding and solving out the real world issues. When it comes to mental health, psychology gives us those tools to recognize when a person is going through stress, anxiety, or maybe depression. Like it helps us understand that that person needs a support and that person needs a help. So it's very important for that person or anyone in that matter to go ask for help. And to be honest, it's very important for every one of us to be aware of our emotions or of our health, like have a basic understanding about how our emotions are regulated, how we react in certain situations. It's very important to educate ourselves with a basic knowledge of psychology to help us deal with our daily issues. It also, when it comes to social issues, there is a lot stigma that's centered around mental health, like तू पागल है क्या when people go to therapy और लोग क्या कहेंगे is the like a trendy statement that people use, I would say. Like always thinking of other people when you are asking for help or when you are asking for being understood, and people take it as like something a wrong action, and even asking men to be a man when they are expressing themselves. You can't cry, you are a man. It's okay, I think. So psychology is just not about fixing problems. It's a tool that one can use to help oneself and grow with it instead of just trying and fixing a issue. We can't fix a issue, but we can help to understand it better so that you, instead of burdening yourself with it, you grow with it and try or get a best outcome from that. So whether it's school or community or workplace, I think psychology helps us build healthier relations, and we need to have more understanding in environment we are in. Like when we have when we have a conversation with other with someone or with group of people.
To add to that, I think we discussed this some days back about men's mental health, where, I
Yeah,
told you I saw a video and that guy said, should I say or no? But anyway, I'm saying it. that he said that he had got a panic attack and also an acid reflex. And what I usually do when I see all that, I go to the comments, and the comments were very disappointing, that he's trying to gain sympathy, and this is all a lie and all these things. But at one point we say, come on, speak up, speak up. But I would tell in simple words, mental health, the word mental health also has men in it. So don't forget,
Exactly.
do not
Exactly.
forget that men also can have panic attacks. Men also can have different types of problems. Again, as you mentioned earlier, also they bottle it up. So, the bottling up of the emotions, like if you see the millennials, they do bottle up the emotions, and somewhere men have carried it in every generation. And men coming
Yeah.
out and speaking, give them a chance. Don't talk all these things. It hurts. So,
Exactly.
I mean, come on, he's telling something and he's scared, and he told also in the starting that the people will judge me, people are going to talk about it, and it happened. Like, come on, what are you all
Like,
trying to
yeah, people need to normalize this conversation, and we are humans. Let's treat each other as humans. Like, you are an individual, I am an individual, I have my own emotions, I have my own opinions, you have your own emotions, you have your own. Let's respect each other instead of just passing a random judgment or comment without understanding what the person ahead might feel or how that person might take it. It might even end up having a wrong impact on person ahead.
correct? Correct. And that's why so many cases have come up with depression, with self harm, all these things, mostly because your society is not ready to listen. Come on. Sometimes we only need people to listen to us. We don't want the cure. We don't want the problem. We don't
Exactly.
want anything. We just want person to listen.
Goodness, no. Yeah, people sometimes don't even expect any solution for their problem. They just want someone to just sit and listen to their blind.
Yeah.
They just want to listen like there must be someone who should listen to them instead of providing solutions or putting a logic into it.
Yeah, like I remember this part, Iris, some years back, I remember a client telling me that क्या दिन आ गए हैं इतना बड़ा family होके I need to pay someone to listen to me.
I honestly don't know why people think that going for a therapy is a taboo. Like they just consider they can go and see a doctor, normal physician, but they can't see a therapist. They
Yeah.
just think that going to a therapist means there is something wrong with me and feel a lot ashamed of even speaking out openly about it. Like what will people think is the only thought they carry without understanding that what you need, what your body needs.
Yeah, like for that, like physician, they will go for even 10 minutes consultation, 20 minutes max, 20 minutes consultation. They are ready to pay 1,200 to them.
Hmm.
But you're going to a therapist who's ready to listen to you for 1 hour, and that is the time, that same 20 minutes consultation fee you have to pay for that 1 hour. But they find it difficult. They say that,
Very
do i get
difficult.
do I get a discount, even though they are earning well or something like that. But when it comes to going to a physician or going to do shopping, or uh, you know having your favorite food on on a Sunday, people don't want to pay for therapy, but they're okay to pay for that. So the point here is therapy is healing. It's not a medicine, obviously. You cannot have and say, oh, I'm all right. It is a slow process. Like maybe somebody will feel all right in 3 months. That other person, it will take a year, but it is fine.
Yeah.
Now, therapy has opened doors to not being only weekly, but twice in a month, once in a month. They are opened it so much up, but still people have a lot of stigma.
I know. There was like I worked with a clinic, and in that clinic, doctor, she's a psychiatrist. She was asking the patient that, is it okay if you come for follow-up next week? And the person was like, no, no, what will my parents say? Like, it's okay, it's your health, right? You are concerned about your health, right? You don't have to think about anyone else. Just walk in. If you think your health is important, then just walk in. You don't have to think about anyone when it comes to your health. Though the person is not doing well, still the prioritized thought was, what will my parents think?
Hmm. Correct. Yes. Yes. That's right. So, can you share a particularly interesting or surprising research that you read about during your studies, or something interesting which came out through your studies that you could relate to?
You know, I heard about it, but I never thought that it was true. But when I started studying psychology, now I realized that no, it is true that our early childhood has a very, very deep impact on our adulthood. Like our, if, no matter if we are brought up safe in an understood or healthy environment, still it can have impact, a negative impact in our adulthood. Like no matter overprotection, for example, parent being an overprotector towards the kid, though we are trying best to keep the kid safe from all the negative things, still somewhere it's okay to let the kid go and let the kid have his own experiences, let the kid learn the way that treatment that they give to kids. Sometimes, though it's safe, though it's healthy, end up having an adverse effect on the kid's adulthood, where the child might develop different trust issues or maybe find it difficult to get into a relationship or have an open communication. So this was something that was really fascinating for me, and it was surprising to learn that how many patterns that we have in our day-to-day life, like the way we talk with people, the words we use, have indirect impact on our mind, on our behavior. Like sometimes person keep saying positive things to themselves and then even end up doing positive, yeah, those words of things are even reflected in the person's action. So the way we understand ourselves since our childhood, the understanding we built since our childhood has a deep impact on our adulthood, was something made me understand that why is it important to understand or feel safe, seen, and comfortable. And that indirectly will lead to a healthy adulthood. Though there are many things that are like we experience, though there were certain things that didn't happen in our childhood, or maybe we don't remember it. But later, when those things pop up in our adulthood, and when we start going for therapy, and when we get to know after listening to the person that there are certain things, though the person didn't realize, are tracing back, are coming from his past, a childhood basically. So I it made me look at human behavior in more compassionate way and with curiosity because there is so much that help or maybe shape our today's behavior. And that was just not a realization, but a truth that I got to know when I started studying psychology.
That's really nice. I mean, that is like a really great insight that you gave. Also, how has studying psychology impacted your personal life or relationships?
Studying psychology has made a huge difference in my personal life and relationship. It has helped me understand myself at a deeper level, like the way I react in certain during certain days when I am stressed in a stressful situation, the where my insecurities come from, or maybe why am I struggling to express myself or set boundaries at times. That kind of awareness made me realize was something that I realized it when I started studying psychology. And in case of relationship, if you ask me, I have become a listener. I just I hear the person out and I let the person express themselves without gi- giving any random comment or without getting on a conclusion. I let the person vent out whatever the person is experiencing.
Mhm.
I understood that the person ahead is 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 of certain way because of his own emotions, because of his own experience, and we can't change them
Mhm.
overnight. So it's okay. It's okay. Let's understand each other. It also taught me to value how having an open communication and honest communication, to be honest, is very important. Like, I used to avoid difficult communications or interaction with anyone it can be. Like, whenever there was something that I had to talk about, but I'm afraid, what if that person ends up judging me? Or what if I am wrong? I used to try avoiding it by saying, okay, maybe next time we'll talk, not this time. This is not the right time. But right now, if anyone brings up something, I'll be like, okay, let's talk. And if I am not in that mindset, I be like, okay, give me some space. I'll be back to you. Give me 10 minutes. I'll be back and we'll talk about this. So it taught me how important it is to have a dialogue. It made me wear different set of glasses, I would say, to understand people and be less judgmental. And of course, I'm still learning every day. But honestly, if I have to say, studying psychology did shape my personality a lot.
That's really nice. So, I mean, psychology does make a lot of difference, not only to our clients, but also to us when we are studying. And I feel this subject should start
Yes,
from a
yes,
very early age rather than only to a set number of population.
exactly, exactly. Instead of like just like GK.
Yes, yes. And also, if they are there in the school, Iris, I have noticed they give a name called life skills. Come on, give it a name as
Yeah,
psychology.
it's okay, right?
Yeah, I mean, why do you have to change? We call our mom mother, fine, mother,
No,
mom.
yeah,
That comes from it. We call our father father. We don't call him a brother or our mother a sister because
no,
people would get offended. So then, why do we change something so
no,
important in our life to life skills?
exactly, exactly.
So yeah, so
I
yeah,
also feel somewhere that the
yeah.
I also feel somewhere that this is something, if not a subject, then there should be a space made where kids are educated about their mental health, like arranging workshops, having training programs, because that's very important for today's kids to understand their mental health. Because these days, in certain families, both the parents are working and child be by themselves the whole day. So in that case, when parents are not with them, the lack of attention that a child experiences, instead of that, if the child is educated about taking care of his mental health, that can help the child develop a lot instead of feeling lonely or having an emptiness.
Correct. I do agree on that. And also, right, to add to that, so when I started my first job, I was not introduced to the kid as a psychologist. The management said
Okay.
this is a personality development. She's come for personality development. To the parents, we'll talk about that you are an academic enhancer or an academic guidance because they didn't want the parents to get scared, the students to get scared. I feel the generation that I went I mean, I started my career was Gen Z, right? And Gen Z knows
Okay.
about it. Come on, Gen Z, you cannot tell them that this is academic enhancer. They will go and type on
Oh, yeah.
they will go and type on Google
They are
and check it
much
out.
smarter than even their teachers.
Yes, yes,
They are much smarter than their teachers and their principals. They
exactly,
have
exactly.
solutions ready for everything.
Yes, yes. And also, there is a lot of information today. You can't fool them. They are not in that era where there's no information. You cannot fool them by giving them a different tag. They will go and find out. They will ask, what is your education? What is your qualification? And they'll come to know what you are actually. So
Yeah, these days,
I had been very truthful to the student. I told them who I am. Why should I hide? I told them who I am
exactly.
so that, see, I need to build trust. I cannot tell them a lie and then think that they will trust me. So I told them, and you won't believe it, Iris. They accepted and they were so good to me because I told them the truth.
Good. There's like these days kids don't just take information passively, they question it.
Correct.
They question every piece of information they are getting. When it's nowadays, it's a era of AI. So we, in that case, can't hide anything because everything is available out there. So that's the reason they have got enough information about everything present or every facet or liability they are having.
Hmm. Correct. Correct. So, what self care practices do you prioritize given the potentially emotionally demanding nature of psychology?
For me, self-care is something much more important. I make sure to take short breaks after I work on a specific topic which is layered out emotionally a lot. And even sometimes as simple as journaling or listening to music helps me refresh myself. It makes me feel a lot good. I also try to set emotional boundaries, reminding myself that now I am exhausted. I can't overload myself. It's time to take break. And another one thing that is simple thing that everyone needs to practice, I think, is take your space and be by yourself as and when you need it. Or and even have a safe space to talk about things that you're going through. If you think you are loaded with a lot, have someone with whom you can have an honest conversation. Maybe it can be a friend, a family member, a therapist, or a senior of yours, or someone who is out there to understand you. And lastly, I make time to make myself feel good by reading books, spending time with my family, and maybe sometimes I just sit idle doing nothing and I feel that's okay.
Yeah,
And these are the small practices that help me stay emotionally balanced, connected with myself, and it also boosts me a lot.
correct. So, I'm sure as we all go through stress, so how do you manage stress and maintain your mental well being?
Whenever I start feeling overwhelmed, as I said, I make sure to take a short break. And in that case, if I need a space, I make sure to even take that. I take my space where I just go writing whatever I'm experiencing, whatever thoughts I'm getting. And sometimes, if I don't want them to be read by someone or seen, then I just end up tearing it or burn them out. And apart from that, it's in times if I am exhausted, as I said, listening to music makes me feel good. And sometimes I even like spending time with nature. I sit in my gallery, I have a lot of plants out there, and just spend time watering them and being with them. I sometimes even try talking with plants. Might sound funny as well, but it's okay, I think. because that's my way of taking care of myself.
Yeah, yeah,
And
and also it's part of nature therapy. It is a part of therapy.
so, and I always do a lot self-talk. I talk to myself a lot as and when I need, and that sometimes help me a lot to understand certain situations in a better manner. And I don't try fixing things right away. It's okay if it is taking time. It's okay to slow down and be kind to myself. Let it be for a while the way it is. And then when I think I am in the right mindset, I can get back to that thing again. So I don't force myself. Instead, I try doing things on my own pace as and when I think I can give my best instead of forcing myself to do it. And that is something I think helps me a lot when I am a bit stressed out.
That's a lot of suggestions if for the others. What you do, it can be a suggestion for others, and I'm sure it will help them. So they will also
Hope
try
so.
doing that. And yes. So, what current trends or developments in psychology excite you the most?
Like these days, people are trying to talk about mental health specifically a lot openly. Like there is growing focus on emotional well-being. It's just not limited to a therapy room. Like people have started talking about their mental health, like anxiety, burnout, setting boundaries in our everyday conversation. It's getting normalized. And I think that's a huge step forward that today's generation is taking by talking about it on different social media platforms, providing workshops or maybe seminars to the kids in school and colleges. And I think what's really interesting is like how creativity nowadays is getting blended with therapy. Example, art therapy, music therapy, dance therapy. Like therapy is just not limited to the traditional way that we usually use. Just talk with that person, give certain exercise, and do certain tests. It's not just that. There are various creative steps or maybe styles that the psychology is blending in to help people out in a comfortable way the person is and make that person feel comfortable. It feels like we are moving towards mental health in a compassionate and inclusive manner. And that shift has been really inspiring, I think, for me.
That's great. So, how do you think technology is changing the field of psychology, and what opportunities or challenges does this present?
Nowadays, we are living in era of ChatGPT. Like instead of going for therapy, people use ChatGPT. I feel that's okay at times to use ChatGPT, but ChatGPT won't understand your nonverbal cues, won't understand your in between lines, what therapists can do for you. So it's okay to seek help from ChatGPT or AI, but it's not completely
Hmm.
fine because if you go to a therapist, we are humans, we can connect with each other in a much better way, and that will help the person heal as well in a better and at a next level. Even nowadays, even therapists are providing online sessions to their clients. There are even various mental health apps that have been coming up. There are online programs that have been arranged by different platforms, different firms to help people understand or educate themselves about mental health from the comfort of their home as well. Like we in psychology are trying to make things as convenient as possible. So it also helps in professional connection where people reach out from different locations to seek help through virtual therapy and self-help platforms where I said apps that have been coming up these days, different apps that have different features which help people in understanding their basic emotions or daily activities, sorting things out instead of pressurizing themselves. But the most challenging, as I said, not all of ChatGPT, again, AI. Not all the advices offered by AI or offered on online websites are 100% true because it's important to go to have a human connection where you feel you are understood, where your privacy is being valued because when it comes to online platforms, all your data is being collected. It might even get misused, which don't happen in in-person therapy session. All your data remains between you and your therapist. So that balance is somewhere we need to create, but otherwise we are doing great technology-wise.
That's nice. So, what advice would you give to students just starting their psychology studies or they are students of psychology? What do you suggest to them?
At least stay as curious as you can. Be kind to yourself. You don't need to figure out things right away in whatever stage you are. You don't have to fix your specialization right now. It's okay. Understand the field, explore different areas, question it, have a rational perspective that is this the right thing for me? Understand yourself, work on yourself, and then as and when you think it's the right time, go with it. And don't try fixing things right away. Take your time, take your space, talk about it with someone. And as and when you think it's you are fine with it, then get on a conclusion. Just don't try fixing that thing right away. Just don't get on conclusion on the spot. And majorly, please take care of your own mental health.
Yes, that's right. You don't have to choose your specialization right away. It's a process and it will organically happen once you know what you like, what you dislike, what are you comfortable in. So yeah, that's a great point, Iris. Also, so looking back to your undergraduate experience, what do you wish you had done differently?
The thing that I would have done differently was maybe if I would have participated in class discussion more or be the part of class activities more, would have understood things better, which I hesitated. Hesitated in the sense, what will they think was the thought that I also get. But later, when I realized it, that time I felt like if I had questioned, if I had said what I had on my mind, maybe I would have got the right piece of information. So again, I'll advise kids today that it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to clarify the doubt you have instead of carrying that misunderstanding. And I think the major thing I would have done differently was I should have spoke a little more in my class, which I didn't.
Okay. Okay. So, what skills or knowledge do you think are most essential for success in psychology?
Be empathetic towards people, just don't judge them, just don't impulsively react to them. It's okay if the person is taking time, understand their body language, understand their tone, the way they are expressing themselves, understand those non-verbal cues the person is giving, though the person is not saying those things out loudly. Be an active listener. Don't just listen to the person ahead, hear the person out. Be patient and also be self-aware of your emotions, your health. If there are situations where you are uncomfortable, it's okay to say no. and step away. You don't have to force yourself anything. And majorly is the having an open communication. It's very important to have clear and non-judgmental communication where people feel understood and heard.
Yes.
And always be patient no matter what the situation is. Don't just rush up things. Be open-minded and patiently deal with the situation.
Yes. Yes. You have to take it, you have to take a step back, slow down, listen, understand, and then respond.
Yes,
That's really, really
very
important.
important.
So, are there any so are there any specific projects or initiatives you'd like to pursue in your future career?
I don't make the like make my knowledge or try to blend my work in a creative manner. I want to make those uncomfortable conversations in a more comfortable manner, no matter through workshops or content creation or through my future therapy sessions. I want to make a safe place where people can come and talk about their own emotions, vent out things. And one crazy idea that I always had on my mind, I want to create a space where people can come, sit, have their time, breathe, and they don't have to worry about anything and just have their own space, something like mental health cafe where their health is been valued. No one out there will be there to question them or ask them or have communication. It's okay if the person is not willing to have a conversation and want to be by themselves. Let that person be. I want to make a space where anyone can come anytime and have that time. A
That's a
safe
great
corner, I would say.
great I mean initiative, and if it happens, it would help a lot of people.
I'll try my best.
So, how do you see yourself contributing to the field of psychology, and what impact do you hope to make?
I'm excited about creating simple tools like journals, reflecting cards, and if possible, an app where people get knowledge about or get educated about minor topics or minor situations that happen in their day-to-day life in a creative, fun, and a meaningful way. I want to make a mixture of psychology with creativity, with calm and a supportive and in a meaningful manner. Maybe it can be through short films or storytelling, and be through anything. But I want to combine mental health in much as creative manner as I can, so that
Correct.
people understand the actual meaning behind how important it is to take care of your mental health. Though you realize it or not, but if you don't, it will somehow affect you later or now in your life.
Um, that's really true, and I hope you can do that, and it will help people for sure. More the better. I always say the more the better, and there are billion populations in India itself, so there's a lot of people who really require. It's not about having a bad mental health. We all have physical health and mental health. We all need to have that check-ins and checkups regularly. That's very much important.
I, 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 I want to make that space where it's okay if you don't go for therapy, but it's also okay to slow down, have your space, and remind yourself that you matter a lot. And you don't have to rush up things. It's okay to take breaks and be by yourself. I want to make that corner for people out there.
Yeah, yeah. And I hope as the society, the world changes, there are many more who think like you. because we need more people like you,
People, exactly.
whether it is a man or a woman, whoever is a therapist. Basically, as you know, psychology was started by men. We forget that.
Exactly.
So men, don't worry, you are or allowed to come in
Safe.
the field, and it's safe
Yeah,
because
you are safe.
the
You
father of
won't be judged.
psychology, yes, the father of psychology is a man. Come on.
Yeah. You won't be judged. It's okay to walk into a therapy session and vent yourself and be honest with yourself.
Yeah, yeah. So, what's next for you? What are you looking forward to? I mean, my listeners and the people who are watching also are mostly Gen Z, Gen Alpha also, and there's millennials. Also, there are the boomers and all. There are a mixed population. So, where do they? Where do you? You know, where they can find you in the future? What are you? What are your future plans? I'm not telling everything, but in short, what would you say?
Guys, even I am figuring out my things. Even I am learning. Even I am growing. So let's learn together and grow together and have a very good and meaningful impact in this field. Let's help people out and try gaining more experience, learn things, to question things, don't take things passively. And if you have to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn and Instagram. And if you ever happen to find think that I'm of any help, please do connect with me. And make sure you take care of your own health and your mental health. Just don't overload yourself with a lot of things. It's okay to take breaks and make sure have an open and honest communication. Communicate your needs. Don't bottle up your things. And if you think you need a therapist, make sure you ask for help. Don't worry about anyone else. It's your life, it's your health. Please take care of your mental health.
That's a great message. So I know we spoke about a lot of heavy stuff. So I have a small rapid fire so that people know about
Okay.
you a bit better. Okay. So
Okay.
let's start. Not a lot of questions. It'll be small. Don't worry. So what would
Okay.
you prefer? Your life as a school student or a college student?
School student.
This is something we realize very late, but I too feel that school days
Exactly.
were the best.
Better.
Yeah. So again, Mumbai as a city, or would you prefer Delhi as a city? Which would you pick, Mumbai or Delhi?
Oh my, always.
Yeah. Okay. So teenage life or adulting? What would you prefer?
Maybe adult. Maybe adult.
Okay. Okay. So talking to an Gen Z or millennials, which are you comfortable with?
Gen Z. Because I know they will understand me.
Okay, that's a great on the rapid fire. You were quite quick and you answered it also well. Also, before we end, is there a question that you want to ask me that you know that you always wanted to ask me but you didn't have a chance? So, what is that question?
That I don't have actually a question, but I have a feedback for you that you always work hard and you are doing great job. I honestly look forward at your journey as well, and I always make sure to get a feedback for my work with on by you. Like no matter what situation I am in, I always make sure to ask Dr. Pritika that I need help in this. Can you help me figure out? If there is anything, I make sure to ask her. So, guys, if you think doctor is of any help, then make sure you contact MindBasket. You connect with us, and I promise you will make wonder for you. And you won't be disappointed. Honestly speaking, you won't be disappointed. She has wonderful team working with her.
Thank you so much. It means a lot, Iris, coming from you, because yes, Gen Z is the trend now, and I really waiting what Gen Alpha has to offer, and we are in the Gen Beta generation already. So they are already babies now who are just born. So I think millennials, I'm a millennial, so we have a lot of competition. There's Gen Z, there's Gen Alpha, then Gen Beta. We have a lot of competition.
Yes, every generation has their own experience, own opinions to share. It's upon us what we want to take and what we want to live back.
Correct, correct. So it was great interacting with you, and you giving an insight from your student life at the undergraduate level. And all the best for your postgraduate. It's going to be, I'm not going to give you some sugar coated stuff. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. So enjoy that. It will be a lifetime experience, and whatever you learn in all these years, it will help you, whatever field you choose, research or psychologist or anything for that matter, as a professor, it will be the best experience you will ever have. So enjoy your student life. It's going to be the jewel, like diamonds of your life. And yeah, once again, thank you for taking time out and coming for the podcast. It was great having you.
Even I had a very good evening, and thank you for inviting me and you thought of me. I tried my best to provide as much as I can. Hope my our interaction help you all, and maybe a small piece of advice that we gave in our session helps you out a lot. And thank you again for inviting me.
You're welcome, Iris. Also, everyone, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you feel that this is something that you need to share among the students, among your kids, do share it with them. Also, stay tuned. We'll come with a new episode with a new guest from a different walk of life, giving us more information and great insight. Have a great time. And yes, look forward for the next episode. Take care, everybody.